Chair of O'Leary Ventures. Kevin, welcome back. First of all, Trump's message to the CEOs, I'm going to cut taxes, low taxes. It could be 21%, could be 20, could be 15%, Kevin O'Leary. And I'll tell you what, I was there. I was the moderator. Those CEOs didn't move at all. You could have heard a pin drop. There was no looking at cell phones. They were riveted by his message. What do you make of it, sir?
Larry, I am so excited that we're talking policy, not hookers, guns, cocaine, and porn stars. This is fantastic. Fantastic. Now, let's talk about what we've heard here, because we're actually getting into the election. We're hearing both sides' policies. Trump, this narrative on Trump on the 15 to 21 gets you right into the top quartile of the G20 on competitive tax rates for corporations. That's pro-business. There's no question about it. But it's not enough, Larry. You also talked about regulation. Let me speak to that a little bit. It's not just S&P 500 companies on this regulatory problem. It's the rest of America, all the companies 5 to 500 employees that represent 62% of jobs. You're a small business in any state. You're also bound by federal regulations, and it slows you down. We got to actually change that environment. So I want to hear more about the policy and regulations from both sides. I want to see it in the debate. I'm really excited about the debates, because that's really how people are going to make their decisions, particularly independents. You got to remember, a lot of those independents, they're running family businesses too. They're taking care of their families. They're creating jobs. They care about taxes. They care about policy. They care about regulations. They care about power. That's what I want to hear about. I don't want to hear about porn. I want to hear about power.
Yeah, well, no porn here. We're a family show. But you know what? Trump's response to the business CEOs, which affects small business too, overregulation is a killer, as you well know. I mean, you've got all these alphabet agencies in Washington. This is what the Business Roundtable people are worried about. You've got the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. You've got the Federal Communications. FTC wants to stop every business merger. All they want to do is fight non-existent monopolies. The Federal Communications Commission wants to take over all the internet, all communication. The Security Exchange Commissions, Kevin, look, you're an investor. You're buying and selling. Those guys want more information, personal information, than even the FISA courts would want for intelligence, intel reasons and protecting national security. You see my point. Overregulation is a disease. It's a virus. And it's a part of the big government socialism that the Bidens want. Trump is saying with great clarity, no, I will change that. There's no fourth estate. There's no fourth branch of government. We have to have good people running those agencies so they don't run business and the economy into the ground, Kevin O'Leary. That's his point. Yeah,
I'd like to hear more details on all of that, because it's really devil in the details when it comes to policy on this regulatory environment. I'll give you an example. Both candidates have been talking about digital currency system, digital payment, and Bitcoin mining now that the SEC has approved that in the form of an ETF, and soon Ethereum as well. And so you really got to talk that through, because as you detailed, the regulator there, the SEC, has slowed that down quite a bit. But now there's a huge momentum in digital economies just around payment systems. So some kind of a stablecoin act, like to hear more about that. All of these sectors, all 11 sectors, have their own issues around regulation. So we want to hear more about power. We want to hear about border, of course. We want to hear about security. But technology and allowing and adapting. And I'll give you an example. If you look in the venture area of new tech companies attracting capital, the slowest period now we've had in terms of new tech companies going public has been the last 4 years, 3.5 years. They just have happen. And a lot of that has to do with the tone of the regulatory environment and access to capital. And, of course, interest rates as well.
That's what I'm telling you, though. The reason there's no mergers is because these alphabet agencies think they're all powerful. It's like socialist planning, and they want to come in and stop everything. How about this one, Kevin O'Leary? It's a very important point. Trump was very clear with the CEOs. If young people who are here legally, if young people go to college and graduate, they should be allowed to stay. Right now, they have to leave after a short period of time. Now, that's crazy. We would like them to give us our resources. We want to be a magnet for the smartest people, the best and the brightest all around the world. Come to America. Now, Trump said that. I think a lot of CEOs forgotten that he stood for that way back in his first term. I think that's terrific. And he wants to let the technology people, the H-1B visas and so forth, he's fine with that. I mean, he wants to close the border and stop the criminals and the illegality, but there's a legal side to this. America should be attracting the best around the world. This will be the greatest place, the most freedoms, hopefully the best judicial system, once again, the rule of law, and we will grow like Topsy, Kevin O'Leary, like Topsy.
So that's actually an important element of immigration law, as you just pointed out. Most of the time that we discover immigration is at the border around security. But you take a student, a third of the class at MIT, the graduating class of engineering, probably the #1 institution on earth, are not American nationals. Now, I think the policy should look like this, because I want to hire them. If you clear a background check, here's the deal. You graduate out of MIT, you get a passport, and your immediate family gets a passport because you want to stay in America. I want to hire you, and so does every other CEO. That's the best and the brightest. Just because you didn't start as an American, that's the immigration policy that founded the nation over 200 years ago. We want to keep those people because, frankly, Larry, I paid to educate them with my taxes and all the grants that we give to these institutions, and we send them back and they go work for our competitors. That's insane. I like this discussion. Very, very important. And something else I want to point out regarding Trump. At the end of his last mandate, you couldn't get a single CEO of an S&P 500 company to even stand beside him. He was radioactive waste. The new message that he's coming back with, and listen, Biden's doing the same thing too, is I'm not crazy. It's going to be different this time, and I want to talk to you. And you're seeing all of these, even out here in the West Coast. I'm in L.A. You've got a lot of tech leaders here willing to endorse Trump's policies. So all of a sudden, Trump has figured out, I don't have to be nuts. I can give out great policy. I just have to find a team to execute it. So the VPs, all the head of his cabinets, that's what he should be looking at now. He doesn't have to be crazy this time, and that could be a really big selling point.
Well, he was never crazy. I beg your pardon. He was never crazy.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean, Larry. You know what I mean. Crazy
stuff was brought against him. I just want to make that point, because I don't think you can generalize that way, Kevin O'Leary. Nutty stuff. Russian hoax stuff was nutty, unproven. It turned out to be completely wrong.
Some of that stuff he brought forward was true.
He didn't do that stuff.
It ended up being factual, and that's probably getting him some equity. My point is, you got the Jamie Dimons talking about him. You got the leaders talking about him now.
He's always been a policy guy. He's always been a pro-growth guy. He's always been a deregulator. He's always been a tax cutter. He's just refreshing. He's like hitting the refresh button and making sure that these CEOs understood that he's there. And I think it was very effective. I mean, I'll tell you, Kevin, I was in that meeting. It was pretty darn effective, but we got to go. I just hope you'll consider it. Low taxes and deregulation.
Larry, you know I love you, and I have to be a bipartisan guy. That's why you love me.
That's why I love you. I have to think about, yeah, there may be other reasons why I love you, too. How about that? I wouldn't limit it to just a bunch of economic policy. You come cuddle up here with me on the set next time. I want you real close so we can cuddle and talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Kevin O'Leary, the best of the best.